Okay, how about now? Please, please say it's working. I'm hoping it's working. I don't know. It all says it's been working, so I have no idea. Um, it's just, one of those nights, I guess. Oh, that sounds like it's working. Okay, wonderful. I don't know what happened because nothing changed since yesterday when we used this, or 2 days ago when we used it, but here we are.
I guess shit happens, guys. Sorry about that.
But in the silence, it's rumbling outside. It is. There's some serious lightning and thunder going on right now, so if you lose sound again, it may just be that we lose power. But fingers crossed, we're good. Yeah, it's all Matt's fault. Let's see who's here now that we started off with a Mr. Intro. Mr. Didn't have sound. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Starting off rough today. Piper John, Gandy Road, Michael Bortner, Bourbon Syndicate, Steven Scone, Rick Moreland, Barrel Dave, Mr. Mom. I'm pointing out the no sound nice and early, and I don't know. It is what it is. Let's see. Whiskey Panda, Hazmat Compton, Baker.Drinks. Look, I'm here. Who else?
Finally, we're here.
Steven Scone. Thanks for joining Patreon. Definitely appreciate it.
Yeah. Welcome to the family.
Let's see. Tiller's Bourbon Challenge. Peter White. Dog's growling. He's not liking the sound, I guess. Mr. Richie J. Wilmington Piper. The supervisor's here now that I know what SS stands for. Love it. Let's see. Dennis, welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while. Bourbon Riders. Let's see. Who else? Jeff Castle. Love this skit. It always gets Matt. Oh, jeez. Technical difficulties. George just said, oh great, Matt is never going to shut up about this. It's okay. I haven't seen his name yet, so hopefully he didn't see it.
He may still be hungover from last night. He went pretty hard.
No worries. My computer's still stuck on mandatory reset. Apparently it's a Pacific Northwest thing. Our computers are just all going to crap right now.
It's the storm.
It's the storm. I don't think the storm's made it up to him yet. Let's see. Who else is here? Thomas Anderson. Cheers from mid-Michigan farm country. Wild turkey rare breed. And smoking a cigar. Sounds good. Enjoy.
Yes.
Let's see. Who else?
Scrolling.
I know. Canadian Chris. Cheers, eh? And lots of people saying we have sound. And yes, Whiskey Shaman's here. Ryan S. Way too loud. Just kidding.
I see Father Fortenberry there.
Oh, yeah.
I tried to watch a little bit of y'all's live stream earlier where you're doing your fantasy draft. But the two microphone things that Marty had going on, it was hard to follow, so I bailed. But I hope you picked a good team.
Mary Moreland's here. Tamra. Let's see. Sam's Whiskey Bar. That's
Cheers.
Another new name for here tonight. Cheers to you, Mr. Lopez. And Jen Clifton. Bob Glass. Cheers. Just made it. Perfect. You showed up at the right time, right after all of the technical issues, when things were working.
If you just showed up, it's like, what issues?
What issues? Exactly. Mark Gale. Cheers, you're on after last night. It's been a long week. There's been a lot of whiskey this week.
We got a lot next week, too.
I'm used to, like, Saturday night. I can handle, like, one night, but then you're like, okay, well, we got something on Monday, then we got something on Wednesday, and then show up on Friday. I'm like, I can't do it that many nights. But here we are. Let's see, who else is here?
There's just a rolling conversation.
They're just all saying hi to each other, and that's it. We're caught up. So since we did not get, where's the line? Okay. Since we did not get the intro video. since there was no sound.
I mean, I guess we could play it, but it's a lot of stuff you guys see a lot of all the time anyways.
Yeah. Where is the...
Right on your forehead.
Oh. Where is...
Right where it's always
I'm
at.
panicking. It's like I'm thrown off here. So our super chat, we always do super chat giveaway. So let's pull that up since there was no sound in the intro and we just cut the intro. So let's see.
So we are going to do our normal free giveaways tonight. The two sets of 4 2-ounce samples from our collection. There will be a Patreon-only flight. This is the elevated flight. $5 super chats gets you entered into that. You also get the get your shit and get out sticker with that. So, it's hit us pretty hard for those the last time we had them out. I think I got about 20 left. So we should have enough to cover tonight.
Joseph Magnus cigar blends, their normal one, whatever it's called, and then a Murray Hill Club.
It's the double cask finish and then the Murray Hill Club, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what tonight's Super Chat giveaway is. If you want to enter, $5 per entry, and it comes with a sticker.
And we're going to do something a little different tonight. We're going to have a second giveaway on the Super Chat wheel. If you weren't following along last night or paying attention to any of our little comments here and there, we did our first barrel pick on Monday. It was a virtual pick with several other channels. Whiskey Wisdom, Echoes in Eternity Bourbon, Bourbon Drop, Whiskey Corner, and Barrel Dave were all involved in this pick. Those bottles will be into pre-sale pretty soon. We've just got a couple more decisions to make regarding the labeling and whatnot, some of the legal stuff behind the scenes. But we've got the leftover samples.
They're very low
From the pick.
They're like half an ounce each
there's
or something.
there's not a lot here, but there is enough to have a decent taste of the 3 different barrels that we chose from, plus the control pour, which is the Westward original cask strength. So after we do the elevated flight giveaway of the Joseph Magnus, we'll spin the wheel again and we'll give this to somebody as well. And just so you know, these are pretty fantastic. I don't know that anybody else had any left. I think everybody else drank all of theirs. We shared the samples and still have a little left because we were thinking of you.
Yes. And we got a couple super chats in. Whiskey Shaman is in as well. Wilmington Piper, I'm in.
Thanks so much,
and then
guys.
Mark Gale, cheers for the winners. And then I see Sean's here. Whatever, Rusty. Don't know what he's talking about, but that's I'm sure it's good. Bourbon Hunter Lee is here. And Sean, Echoes in Eternity, in for the stickers. So thankful to be part of this pick. And Rick Moreland in for... Oh, what did I do? In for the... I thought I deleted something.
No, just 3 more just popped up real quick.
I panicked a little. I thought I switched screens. I need a win. Baker's Dram, so neat. Magnus Flight, a treat. Barrel Pick, a cheer. Whiskey's Joy, so dear.
I love the Barrel Dave poetry.
Love the sticker, and the whiskey looks pretty good too. Yeah, Troy has lined up our next I think all of our stickers for this year already. He's already designed them and planned them out. He's got holiday stickers and we got all kinds of stuff coming up.
Yeah,
of course,
good things coming.
New
guys.
stickers all the time. It's a fun part of it. And then I didn't show what for the patron wheel. That one will be, looks like a couple toasted Nulus. So we got toasted small batch. Are they the same?
One's French
Okay.
oak.
I'm like, what's the difference here?
Toasted French oak and toasted American oak.
Okay.
And that'll be the patron giveaway. And we do a patron only giveaway every live stream. It's for patrons at any paid level, and once you win, we remove you from the wheel, so everybody will get a chance to win, and then we'll start over.
Yeah.
Rusty, I hope you're not like the last person and you're the only name on that wheel spinning around, because we'll never hear you stop crying.
Bob Glen says he's in as well. There we go. And Mark, everyone's talking about that Smoke Eye Hill. We only tried it once so far. I definitely want to try it a second time.
I've tried it a couple
before I give my review. It's different. It's not what I was expecting, and so it kind of threw me off. Everyone, whiskey of the year talk type of thing. It threw me off because I was expecting it to be more bourbony, I guess. I don't know. More sweet? I don't know.
I think it won Best in Show in the Ascot Awards, which is the competition that Fred Minnick does every year with, like, this just huge panel of tasters. I think there's like 30 to 60 tasters. So it won Best in Show, and the write-up on Sealbox said it was the George T. Stagg killer because it beat George T. Stagg in the Ascots. So we purchased this thing from FOMO.
Of course. I mean, why else do you buy whiskey?
I was expecting it to come in and just be like this very classic Kentucky bourbon style kill the George T. Stagg bottle. And it's not that. So if you're expecting that, you're going to be disappointed. It is, however, a fantastic pour. It reminds me a lot of the ASW Georgia Heartwood, which I'm a huge fan of. It's got that
char flavor.
That char that's in those like rapid aged high heat southern whiskeys.
Georgia, Texas.
13th Colony, ASW, some Texas stuff. So it's got that kind of a vibe to it coming out of Colorado. It's a pretty good whiskey, and that blue corn is very viscous. It's got an exceptional mouth experience. So it is a good whiskey. It doesn't compete with George T. Stagg, though.
It's very different than that. But, when you're tasting a whole bunch of stuff, maybe things get thrown off in those kind of competitions. I don't know. Oh, did you hear that?
I did hear that. Are you okay?
I think my shoulder just got dislocated. It made quite a sound there. I do like me some Magnus. Yes, they're very good. Piper John, cheers to you. Gandy Road, congrats on the Westward pick. Cheers, everyone. Yes, we're pretty excited about it. I'm still a little nervous, though. I want people to like it.
I think there's no question people are going to like it, even if you're a bourbon drinker. They both drank bourbon-like or bourbon-adjacent. You're not going to get any Play-Doh malt notes on either of these bottles. Or did I say we did two barrels?
2 barrels.
You're not going to get any malty Play-Doh type notes on either of them. They're very fruity, chocolatey, oaky, just exceptional whiskeys. We'd show you the tater stickers that we made for them, but I don't think I've got them on the computer. They're on my phone. But one of them is going to be called the Cherry Sex Bomb, and the other is going to be called the Chocolate Hazelnut Brownie, and that's pending TTB approval.
Because apparently it's going on the label part.
Yeah, it'll go on the actual label of the bottle, and they don't want people to think that those are ingredients in the bottle, so they have to get approval for the names.
There is no sex in the bottle, apparently.
There's also no cherry and no bomb.
Let's see. Rusty, I'm pretty sure you're going to get some stickers with your face on it if they have not arrived yet, but thanks for the next super chat as well, because Troy, you sent all the extra ones to him, didn't you?
The Rusty sticker is gone, guys.
Well, that was Rusty. Didn't you send him the extra ones?
Yep, but like I said, that was a one-night only thing. I sent one out to everybody that super chatted that night, and the remaining stock went to Rusty. So what he does with them from there, you can contact him.
That was Rusty that said he wanted it.
Yep, I'm aware.
Okay. Happy Sticker Saturday. See? Malt, I mean, they're definitely... I would say the one that we're calling Cherry Sex Bomb is more... Have you ever had Westward before? It's more closer to their normal flavor notes. But there's no like none of that like Play-Doh type maltiness. It's just more of the fruity malt, I guess.
Yeah, and there's actual video of us doing the pick on it's on our Patreon, it's on Sean from Echoes and Eternity's Patreon, it's on Matt from Whiskey Wisdom's Patreon. So if you're a patron of any of those channels, you can watch the actual pick.
There is not. It's not in the bottle.
And you can get all of our tasting notes live. You can see our live reactions. Well, it's not live, it's recorded, but you get what I mean. It was funny. We did the control pour first, which was the Westward Cask Strength Original. And Matt from Whiskey Wisdom, he's not a big single malt guy. He was expecting to be disappointed by this, I think.
I think so.
He was setting it up for him maybe not doing the pick, because he was talking about, some people might not like this and they're not going to do it. Well, everybody that tasted it loved it. We're all in. But Matt drank that first sip and just like you could see the emotion come over him. He was so moved by it. It was pretty cool. And he wanted that to be the pick, but we're like, no, you can just go to the store and buy that one.
I see that Mark, his Northwest Bourbon's computer is working now, so whenever he's ready to go.
just give us the thumbs up when you're ready, buddy. He's ready.
Okay, so let me just, everyone's doing their try this, and then one more super chat. Feeling lucky, price went down before I pumped gas, won $5 at Lotto, going for
Look
the
at that.
Nice. Congratulations, that sounds like a great day. And we've got Mark.
What's up, Mark?
Howdy. My goodness. I told you, Murphy's working double shifts right now. He's just coming in, just doing whatever the hell he wants, like he owns the place. Yeah, like I said, when I come out here 10 minutes prior, turn the computer on, and it says, your computer has mandatory updates, doing a restart. Do not turn off your computer. 0% complete. And it stayed there for like 5 minutes. 0%. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's like the computer froze on 0%. And then finally it creeped up to 100%. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's almost time. I took a picture and sent it to you. And I was like, FML. And then I turned on your show and you guys are sitting there like, oh my goodness. This is going to be great.
And the thing is, nothing was wrong with the computer. It just suddenly decided it didn't want to do anything, apparently.
Yeah, we rolled the intro video, and it's like doing nothing.
It wasn't even playing.
So we're like, what's going on? I'm like, I think it's good. We'll just go a little longer. And Laura's like messing with it, so it's kind of jumping around. And then she's like, well, I'll just cancel that one, and then I'll like open it up in a different window and present it. So then it started playing on there, but there's no audio.
And I just figured it was the video and not us. So we're like, okay, well, there's no point in playing the video. If no one can hear it, might as well just cut to us. And then everyone's like, nope, still can't hear you. I'm like, okay, well.
I had some pretty cool video, like I'd put at the end of every intro video to kind of highlight tonight's show. You ever watch the Try channel on YouTube? It's like
Irish people
trying different things.
Yes.
Okay. So I clipped some stuff from the Try channel where they were trying American rye whiskeys.
Yeah.
And just like their comments and stuff, it was pretty funny. It would have been nice because, this is kind of the here, try this.
Well, you should try to remember, write it down or something. Play it at the end so we can have a good laugh when we're signing off.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we could do that. We could like fast forward it to that part and just present that, I guess. But yeah, you wanna tell everybody what tonight is all about, Mark? Since this was kind of your idea.
Yeah, sure. Troy, Laura, you guys asked me to contribute to your mixathon. I forgot what you called it. I apologize. When you had the people send you blends, and there was a blending battle.
Yep.
And when I got that together, I was like, oh man, I want to see what they think of these two. So I sent you this versus that comparison sample, and I sent you just a sample of one that said try this, tell me what you think, right? And so while I was making those labels, I was like, what if I do a whole flight like that of different stuff other than this, like he was coming over? Like if Troy and Laura came over, and they were sitting here in the man cave with me, I'd be like, "Oh, dude, have you tried this before? Seriously, try it. What do you think? Cool. Try this one now." And I was like, "What if we gave each other flights like that?" And so, so I brought it to you without talking to you about it ahead of time. Just had this roller coaster of like chaos in my head as usual. And then when I met up with you at Total Wine, I tried to briefly tell you all that what I just said in the parking lot while walking in Total Wine. So if anybody's watching us walking in there, like, dude, that dude won't shut up. I was telling you this idea I had, and you guys were all in, and like, sure, we'll give you a flight of something that if you came over, we would have you try it.
Yeah. So I thought it was just an amazing concept, a very cool idea. I think it should be kind of a whiskey tube thing where we do it with other people as well. So this is like the pilot program you guys are watching. And I do have your ABCD here. I also have the compare AB, and I have the what do you think. So we might go through all of this tonight.
Oh, nice.
Maybe.
No, so I'm gonna start pouring the alpha through delta.
Yeah, we'll do the same here.
Okay, and I've got them. I'm pouring them tonight to see how my my telepathy works and stuff like that. So I grabbed Glen's of places where I've been. Like alpha is from Old Soldier. And Bravo's from Woodinville. So if you have some special release of Woodinville, I bet you're going to pour that in Bravo. 1792 is Charlie. So I'm betting 1790. Charlie's going to be a Barton product. And my Delta glass is Michter. So we're going to see how psychic I am. And watch you have Michters and Delta. And I'll just jump up and down.
That would be pretty impressive.
It would be pretty impressive. So speaking of special releases from Woodinville, did you make it up to Woodinville today?
No. So you guys heard on Thursday night, I was doing a big division run on Friday morning.
How many people showed up?
Yeah, so for the last couple years, every time I run for 2 miles because that's what our PT test is. And so that's like what my body's used to is running 2 miles. But then on Friday morning with the entire division, we ran like 6 miles. And and let me tell you, I can think I'm as young as I want to and that I can keep up with these young soldiers and all this stuff. But yeah, when I woke up on Saturday morning and my legs were just stiff and aching and I went to get out of bed and I'm like, I'm going to pee and I'm getting right back up in bed. And I texted Wanderberg and Marvin and I was like, I'm not going to make it. I am so freaking tired. I'm going back to sleep. Like, no shit. I'm going back to sleep because I'm beat. Like that run kicked my ass. It really did. Like all transparency. That 6 mile run kicked my ass. Because like I said, I've only been running 2 miles at a time for like the last couple years.
Yeah, just a big crack of thunder, and I think the rain just started.
I like watching this stuff, so
it's heading your way. So I gotta open if it hasn't got there yet.
All right.
They were talking like quarter-sized hail and gale force winds and all that stuff. So we prepped everybody ahead of time. If the power goes out again, that's why.
Pouring.
Oh, look at that! She just went and opened the window.
Oh, nice.
Not gonna have to water the garden for a while.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I've been watering my lawn lately, and so, hey, if somebody else is watering my lawn tonight, that's all right.
So, did the full 15,000 people in the division have to do the run?
Oh yeah. It was wild. We started out with just the division headquarters, and we ran down the street and picked up a battalion, then, 3 or 4 blocks later, we picked up another battalion, then 3 or 4 blocks. And so, the first 2 miles of the run is us picking everybody up as we ran down the base. And,
wow.
These battalions were just following in behind us. And I'll pull up an aerial shot. Actually, you know what? It might be easier for me to send it to you and you can just show it, and you'll see. It's like, I think it's at the turnaround point, so you can see us taking up both sides of the road because we're passing ourselves. But yeah, I'll send it to you. It was absolutely nuts. So yeah, the line. It was
What's up,
just
Lee?
this huge line of like literally thousands of soldiers, all running together. Absolutely nuts.
That sounds crazy.
I would worry about tripping over people.
Space.
I mean, I'm not military disciplined anymore. It's been a couple decades since I've been out, but with my vertigo, I'd probably be running sideways, bumping into people.
Of course.
But yeah, that Woodinville special release today. I had asked a couple people that said they were going, if they let you go through the line twice to grab me one. I haven't heard from anybody, so I assume I struck out. But it's the new Woodinville 8-year release.
Right.
And all the big channels reviewed it already, so they got it for free without having to stand in line. We haven't made it there yet. But maybe someday they'll be like, hey, let's send it to some Washington people.
Yeah. Now the standard Woodinville release for you guys watching at home is about a 5-year blended product, and it's pretty decent. When Laura and I went to the Woodinville distillery, we did the Fill Your Own. It was for my birthday back in February, and that was a little over 6-year barrel that we filled from, and it was phenomenal. So I can't imagine what that stuff is at 8 years.
And the bottle's fancier.
Bourbon Ballers in the house. What's up, Lee? Good to see you, buddy.
Oh, and then I heard next year there's going to be a 9-year.
Oh,
what's up,
who's
Anthony?
Here?
Anthony, Bourbon Neophyte's
Neophyte.
here, and
Yep.
Bourbon Baller Lee is here. What's up, guys?
it's flashing out there. It's flashing.
PNW Bryce, Piper John.
Our internet is looking real bad, but we will still go.
I
Thunder,
emailed.
lightning, and clouds is not good. You emailed it. Okay.
Yeah, that way it'd be easier
I
for
see it.
you to pop up. Now, so while we're running, there's a Blackhawk and 2 Apaches flying over us, and so the picture is from the Blackhawk. They had a combat cameraman in the Blackhawk taking pictures of us. I couldn't tell if you heard me because you guys were frozen.
Yeah. That's a lot of people. A lot of people.
Yeah, see, we're on both sides of the road because it's after the turnaround point.
Oh, okay. My goodness.
So those are
a
all
lot
true.
of people.
Uh-huh.
Every little tiny dot is a person. Wow. It's so cool. How many did you say? 12,000?
I don't know how many were actually there running. I have no idea. I know that Troy Googled it and said that there was between 10 and 15,000 in the division as a total with their subordinate units, but I don't think all of the subordinate units, all of them, are on JBLM. I think there's other subordinate units in different places as well.
Sure.
Because we're Pacific Theater Command, we have a bunch of people in Japan and all over the Pacific Theater right now.
Yeah. Now, do you want to just go through these one at a time and reveal, or we're not trying to guess anything, are we?
Yeah, I am ready if you want to guess, but that wasn't really part of the game. It was more to try blind something that I would have you try if you came over.
Yeah.
Just to make it more fun. But I'm ready to keep score if you want to keep score.
Oh my gosh, your internet is so bad. I like the smell of A.
I like it a lot, yeah.
It's very fruity on the nose. And then I'm mixed on the palate. It's got a really good mouthfeel. It's great proof, whatever it is.
It's got kind of a...
But then it's got this funk thing to it.
It's got a little pink bubble gum on the nose.
Mm-hmm. Oh, A does taste familiar, but I don't think I guessed right on the Old Soldier.
I don't think we own anything from Old Soldier.
Oh, it tastes familiar.
Yeah, I don't think A sounds. I know I'm watching for something crazy out there. It's making lots of noise and pouring, and the wind is blowing.
Last time we heard a boom during a live stream, everything went dark.
Oh, oh goodness.
I could see this being like a weeded product or craft or something.
Now, I
There's
don't.
something in the palate that's a little funky, but I really like the nose. Like the nose is amazing.
I don't know if it's the cocktail I've been sipping on or not, which is like a bourbon Cosmo.
Well, that is definitely not helping anything
But,
because it doesn't taste good at all.
Yeah, the bourbon Cosmo is awful. I'm just trying to get through some of these pods that require liquors that I don't like by putting them with bourbon.
You can save that one for the vodka. I'm sure when we have girls over, they'll drink that.
But it makes this kind of seem more bitter than it deserves, I guess.
Really? Okay. I can see that because if you tried this intentionally, I'd be really surprised if you used the word bitter. Did you want to try to crack guesses or no?
It kind of gives me like a Brown Foreman vibe.
Okay. So you
on the nose.
See, I don't get that.
On the palate, I'm like I said, it's kind of hard because I think that damn Cosmo has got me all screwed up.
See, I think it's like a weeded product, but I
Do
don't. I mean, maybe because we're talking to Mark, so I'm just assuming it's like a Makers or something.
Every time.
Are you up to like 50 Makers bottles now?
No. I've been lately. So in the kitchen is a kill bottle. Like when it's like late and I'm just like watching a movie or playing a video game. I usually only have one bottle of whiskey in the kitchen cabinet, and that's when I'm just like I'm gonna kill that bottle, and it doesn't matter how full it is. Like it'll be up there for a couple weeks or maybe 1 week. It just depends on how the month goes. And so I've taken a few of the Makers Private Selects that I just think are okay, that are not great Private Selects, and I've been killing a few of those lately. So I'm back under 50.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we do the same
Or no,
thing.
I'm back under 40. That's right.
We have a table.
The heart release was number 40, right? And so yeah, I'm probably down to like 35. I'm probably down to like 35 now.
Oh wow, you haven't had the heart release that long.
Well, that one's not dead.
Like a month.
The other ones are.
Yeah.
Right, but he's killed 5 since then.
It's clearing space. We do the same thing. We go in spurts where, that's kind of how Troy. I think a lot of how he decides what we send to people is what's getting low.
Yeah, there's a lot of them like
to
this,
kill bottles
where they only have like an inch or two in it, and so I'll take it into the kitchen and for the next week, anytime that I want to have a glass of whiskey while I'm watching a movie or something, and not come out here to my room, then I just kill that one.
Yeah, we have a table that has like, I don't know. There's probably like 6 bottles on it, but it ranges.
A basic white girl drink.
I mean, it is.
I churched it up with some bourbon, cask strength bourbon at that.
I can't say that that's necessarily a good thing. I think I might like a regular Cosmo more than this bourbon.
Because you basic.
I am. And pretty soon we're getting into that pumpkin spice season. We got like a couple more weeks, and then
she's going to demand something pumpkin spiced. Oh, got a call from the daughter. She'll be right back.
Okay, no worries. I want to guess just for fun that
Okay.
I'm guessing it's bourbon, not finished. That it's 105 proof, and it's got some MGP origins.
So
And the reason why now I struggled with the MGP because there's almost a little Four Roses thing with the fruit up front, but that first initial upfront fruitiness is as that artificial cherry strawberry thing going on that made me think it might be an MGP, but there's definitely other stuff going on. On the nose, it smells like MGP. But so yeah, 105, not finished bourbon.
we good?
Yeah, she called. My daughter's at a sleepover, so I thought, oh gosh, if she's calling me, something must be wrong. And it's like, oh no, she's just calling and being like, there's lots of thunder and lightning. I'm like, yeah, I can hear it too. That's it.
Yeah. Thanks,
No.
Charlotte.
That's nice. I like it. You guys have the kind of relationship where she would call just to tell you something like the chat. That makes me think you guys have a really nice, warm relationship. I think that's sweet.
Yeah.
They're like twins.
Oh,
I think that drives Troy crazy. Actually,
I appreciate it, but yes, it drives me crazy. I get ganged up on.
it's 2 against 1 here.
So do you want to know?
I want to. Yeah, Laura. I told Troy that I was gonna guess just for fun, just for me to guess. And then I guessed that it was a non-finished bourbon, around 100, 105 proof, and on the nose I get MGP, and it doesn't really come through as MGP in the palate, especially in the middle of the palate. But so I'm thinking it might be an MGP that somebody did a lot of stuff with.
Yeah, so it's an unfinished bourbon. It's 110 proof.
Okay.
It is Heaven Hill. But it's got a cool story. It's the Rebel Small Batch Reserve. And if you've
sweet.
What Troy brings up all the time.
If you've been watching us, I've been like shouting from the rooftops this bottle because I feel like it's the new under $30 monster. 110 proof. So Lux Row has switched from Heaven Hill sourcing to some of their own stuff and some MGP stuff, right?
Yeah.
So they took all of the remaining like under 6-year weeded stock that they had from Heaven Hill and they blended it into this. So this is young old Fitz basically.
I would not have guessed that was a $30 bottle. That's for sure.
Yeah, isn't that pretty good?
It's got a nice mouth coat. Yeah, that's good.
Did he say what this was? I didn't miss that.
No, we gotta give him our guesses. I'm gonna say it's an unfinished bourbon, right around 100 proof.
Me too.
And on the nose, like I said, I was getting some Brown Forman, but I think on the palate, it's probably more like a Barton.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I get a lot of red fruit notes.
Yes, yeah, it's got. I really like the fruit notes in that one.
Bourbon Nerd is here. Cast 529, Whiskey Nature. Cheers to all
Cheers,
you guys.
Deland, sorry you missed out on going live tonight. You're on call. Hope you're having an uneventful evening. I don't want to use the Q word because that usually jinxes people.
Do not use that. Someone at one of the reps at work the other day said something like, "Oh, today seems like it's going real easy," and I was like, "Get out! You're not allowed to say that. Get out!"
Yeah, we'll have patients come in and they're like, "Boy, it sure is quiet around here." And we're like, "We don't use that word. We say it's routine."
You take it back. You watch your mouth.
He says, "Shh, quiet."
So, Laura, if you don't have any more distillery guesses, then
I got nothing.
No.
It has a very familiar smell, but I couldn't tell you what it is. I have no idea.
Yeah.
You know what? I was gonna guess Buffalo Trace, but I was like, it doesn't taste like Buffalo Trace, but it smelled like it. Dang it!
Hey, Barton is Sazerac. Buffalo Trace is Sazerac.
Gosh, I just get so nervous about guessing Buffalo Trace, but that's what I was getting on the nose.
It's 100 proof though, right?
Yeah, it is. It's 100 proof, non-finished bourbon. So great guesses on those. But yeah, the Rock Hill Farms are single barrel products. Not all single barrels are created the same. This is at the Rock Hill Farms that I got on base for like $53 out the door. And I think it's delicious. I like it a lot. And so if you guys came over, that's one of the first ones. So like, have you had Rock Hill Farms before? Because it's super hard to find.
Yeah, the only time we've had it is in a bar.
I think Troy had a pour, so I might have had like one sip of it.
And I really enjoyed it.
Like
and it's eluded me in the wild. So
yeah, it's even when you do find it, they charge like $400 or $500 for it.
Yeah, there's a couple in town here that have been sitting on the shelf for like 3 years that are at the museum prices.
Yeah. There was a guy in Kentucky that had it, and I asked him how much it was. He told me it was $4.99, and so I showed him that I got mine for $50-something on base. He goes, "No, it's not the same. It can't be the same." I was like, "Yeah, it's the same. You're charging ridiculous prices for it, Roger."
Yeah.
He's like, "But someone will buy it at this price, so it can't be the same thing."
Yeah. The problem is it's going to be someone's grandma. Like it's going to be the holidays or a birthday. The grandma's going to go into the store knowing that Johnny likes whiskey. And they're going to sell her a $500 bottle that's really a $50 bottle. So I really am like, even taters draw the line, and they're not going to spend that much on a bottle. So they just sit until grandma comes in, and then they take her money. It kind of pisses me off when I see that.
Super sad. I am nosing, B.
Sounds good. Cheers, Doc. Thanks for being here.
You're supposed to say, "What's up, Doc?"
Oh, what's up, Doc?
Nah. What's up, Doc?
Oh, this is a fruity bugger.
See, I get peanut butter.
He's got a fun channel. Yeah, if any of you guys aren't subscribed to Old Fashioned Ways.
Or Whiskey Nature, Cask 529.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys are dropping links in the chat.
Most of you can. I've been pretty lazy with
Whiskey Shaman's
adding
another
new
one.
people. Like Joe B's been here a while, but I just haven't added more mods. But pretty much everyone else is. So
I know Dave Vogelsang has complained
you don't get peanut butter on this,
or cried that since he went to his new iPad, he's no longer a mod.
But he said he also doesn't know how to drop links, so it doesn't matter.
He likes the pretty blue wrench.
He stands out more if he's the only one without the wrench. This is like straight up peanut butter. You don't get that?
I do not get any peanut butter on
Oh my
this.
goodness.
I get
That's
classic,
so weird that you guys...
sweet bourbony notes.
Because peanut butter is such a distinct smell, and so for you to get it full on and him not to get it at all is hilarious.
She searches for it, though. You saw the sticker. She likes nuts.
I mean, there is some fruitiness like you're getting, but there's a lot more peanut butter than anything else.
Ooh. Whoa, that jumped up a few proof points there. Goodness gracious.
Now, I do get a little peanut butter on the finish.
And it's like thick. It's like real thick peanut butter.
Like
in the
not
mouth.
peanut, but it's like straight up Jif peanut butter.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm getting. That's it. That's all that's in the glass. But I like it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's that screwball, it's peanut butter flavored whiskey.
With a little bit more proof, because I think that's probably only like 70 proof or something. Maybe 80.
Yeah, this one definitely has kicked up the proof a couple notches from the last one.
Yeah.
Look at this. Danger Oh No is late to the stream because he's starting mushroom kits. What kind of mushroom kits? We did...
So on Laura's Garden channel...
I did a pink oyster mushroom kit, and Troy was like, gross.
I mean, it looked like aliens growing in the kitchen. It was the weirdest thing ever.
It grew so fast. It was like we'd be looking out there, and I'm like, I just looked out there, and now it's like 6 inches longer. Like, what happened? How does it grow so fast?
It starts out as like this weird-looking brick. that you like cut some X's into the cellophane. Next thing you know, there's these giant pink like ears growing up out of this thing. And it was right about the time we watched The Last of Us.
It was after
really?
that, yeah.
And I was like, I do not want this thing in my home.
And I was like, I'm growing it and I'm going to eat it. Troy did not eat it.
Steven Scone, that's awesome news. Congrats on 150
Look
subs.
at it. He did pink oyster as well. And yellow oyster and blue oyster and lion's mane.
Was that Blue Oyster cult?
You're ridiculous. So yeah, there's going to be lots of little ears growing with all those oyster mushrooms. The lion's mane will look a bit different, but that's fun. I love it.
Did somebody drop your link in the chat there, Steven?
I think he dropped his own link.
Okay, that's fine.
There you go.
Shelf Sippers.
There you go. Hit 150 subs today. Congratulations.
Heck yeah.
I remember how exciting those... I mean, now we like hardly grow at all, which is fine. But
Well, I remember hitting 100, and
those
you were
first
like,
ones
you were like,
were,
I'm never going to hit 100.
crazy. Then I did a giveaway at 250. Dave won that.
Dave Vogel saying first winner from the channel.
Yeah, I'm already subscribed to you, Steven. I've probably commented on your stuff and just don't remember. Let's see.
We're in mushroom heaven in the Pacific Northwest. We got it all.
Yeah, we're some fun guys up here. I'm telling you. So fun.
Troy, if you plant fun guy, you are definitely a fun guy.
Yeah.
Such a bad joke. I love it. Love it.
Is it me, or did the rain and the thunder stop? And the internet connection stabilized.
We've got internet.
Yeah, you
What
were
is
getting a
the
little
link
choppy
to-
for a little bit, but you guys are super smooth now.
Yeah, it was like really nasty for a few minutes, and you know, with the dish on the roof, I'm sure it just wasn't getting very good service with the satellites. So makes sense.
Yeah, so Laura's gardening channel is Double Vision Homestead.
Yep.
You can probably just search that. I don't know that anybody on here would have the link readily available. But you'd be
It's a
surprised.
favorite. It's everyone's favorite channel. My once a weekish videos.
And she's coming up on almost 600 subs, I think, or almost
I'm
500.
I'm at 450 something.
Almost 500 subs.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm jumping back and forth on Bravo. I'm jumping back and forth if it's finished or not. Going from like 120 to 130 proof. I keep jumping back and forth on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty confident it's a rye. But whether it's finished or
Is
not
it that?
keeps going. I was gonna say 130, and then I was like, no, that's maybe more like 120. So I'm just guessing 125.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
This is such a fun concept because we haven't had anyone over recently, but like I remember the first few times my sisters came over once we had the collection, it was like there's so many things I want people to try. So I just love this, like, because that's what we seek out is unusual things, even if people are whiskey people, that we have bottles that other people wouldn't have, and it's just fun.
So Laura refuses to tell her coworkers that she is into whiskey and has a channel.
No,
and all
everyone
that.
knows I'm into whiskey. They don't know I have a whiskey channel.
Everybody at my work knows, and they've all subscribed. But we're talking about having some coworkers over for a tasting.
oh,
And
fun.
so this whole thing is like we're just thinking of different things. Here, try this. Here, try this. You know,
Right.
stuff that, and they're non-whiskey people for the large part. A couple of their husbands are like Scotch drinkers and stuff.
Right.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to setting that up, and hopefully she can get some of her surgeons over.
They don't need to come. They like what's the one with the belt?
Oh, the Basil Hayden.
They drink Basil Hayden. They don't need to come. They're fine.
You might convert them to good whiskey.
I don't think so. They like their
What-
Basil
what-
Hayden
what-
with
what was
ice,
the
and
belt?
they just stick with it.
What's the whiskey with the belt?
Hey, it worked. He knew what I was talking about.
I mean, they were real impressed. So Laura's got a whiskey drawer at work.
It's got other stuff. There's tequila and
It's
flavored stuff in there.
It's
too.
a liquor drawer.
Got a
And
liquor
I mean, she works at a surgical center. They don't drink on the job. They save it for like after a rough day. They all have a drink together and then go home.
Oh yeah.
But they were super impressed that Laura took in a Weller Special Reserve to put in the drawer.
Really?
They were like, "Oh my God, where'd you find a Weller?"
Yeah,
You're
there were a couple.
Calm down. It's a $35 bottle.
It's not even that. It was like, I think we probably paid like $28 or
Yeah,
something.
$27 in Oregon at the time.
Just even more to the point. Like, that's super funny. Goodness.
Look at that. Cask 529 has 12 docks coming next Friday for a tasting.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so if you do have coworkers come over, I'm sure you guys know, but if people that are watching us live or watching the replay, if you're thinking about hosting a tasting, one thing that you should keep in mind is the effect on your palate each glass is going to have. Like, you can't necessarily always go from lowest proof to highest proof, because if you have something that's like strongly finished in like a port cask or something, it's going to have such a heavy effect on your palate that if you give them this nice, bottled in bond, something you want everybody to try, it's going to taste totally different as opposed to if those two were swapped. And so not just by order of proof, but think about the effect some of those whiskeys have on your palate. Like a really spicy rye is going to make like a Buffalo Trace taste kind of bland afterwards.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I think they'll be coming more for the charcuterie whiskey.
There will be no charcuterie.
There will be.
What a crock charcuterie is. Oh my God. It's like the day before payday and you've got no groceries, so you raid the refrigerator and the pantry and you find like a couple pieces of lunch meat, 6 or 7 almonds, some crackers, a little mustard, and a couple pieces of cheese.
Yep.
$50.
Yep. Put it on one of the cutting boards for bread, so it has the handle.
Exactly.
You'll be super fancy. Yeah. Way
Like,
better
no,
than
we can afford groceries. We're not doing that.
We are totally doing it, and I will get fancy cheese and fancy meat.
All right,
coming
so
for the mushrooms.
told you I kept going back and forth on whether this rye was finished or not, and so I'm going to go ahead and go with not. But I don't really have a guess on the distillery. It's throwing me through something. What are you guys thinking about Bravo?
I want to say it's like a Jack Daniels. The only time I've ever really gotten peanut butter has been like sometimes the barrel strength single barrels, or that one that we tried at Tolly's, the Eric Church one. So I think it's a Jack Daniels product because I'm getting like so much peanut butter.
That Eric Church one was pretty good, but not secondary $500 good.
Oh God, no. Yeah, I want to say it's 120 plus, maybe like 120, 125 to 128.
Maybe it's like
unfinished.
A Heroes.
It's possibly a Tennessee whiskey.
That's my guess.
Hot damn. I'm gonna do your guys' first because you blew it right out of the water. 100%.
I knew it. That
So
peanut butter.
as you guys know, when it comes to the Heroes, so Jack Daniels put out a line of Heroes, right? Mm-hmm. And I know of one of them that's 129 something proof that I don't have. But all the other ones I've seen pictures of and stuff, I have them. I have 7 different Heroes single barrels, and they're all different proofs. Wow. They range from like 125 to 133. They're all in that range. And like I said, I have 7 different ones, and I have not opened all of them. I've opened 4 of them, and out of that 4, this one was my favorite. And so if you guys came over, since you guys are big Jack Daniels fans, This is my favorite Jack Daniel's Heroes that I've tried so far. It's 126.7. It's the one I put the tater sticker on it.
Love it.
It's
It's
absolutely
delicious.
delicious. I freaking love it. Some Jack Daniel's single barrel proofs come off kind of ethanol forward on the front. All the Heroes ones that I've tried haven't been that way. So I was surprised you nailed the proof so well, because I think a lot of these Heroes aren't as proof forward as some of the other barrel proofs are. But yeah, great job guessing on that one. But yeah, if you guys came over, like, dude, this is my favorite Heroes that I've got so far. You've got to try it.
Heck yeah.
That was a great choice.
Fantastic pour.
So Joe B is wondering, are the Heroes just on base?
Yes.
Yes.
And Dave Vogelsang says he finally made it home. Something about a trash pallet. Sorry, Dave, you have a trash pallet. And you're a tater. So you said on yours you called it a rye, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said it was unfinished.
Yeah, and I went back and forth 4 times on that. Because there's a very light fruit note. Like on the first sip, you get that the initial sweetness. Then I get a fruit note on there that tricked me to thinking that it was wine finished at first. But then you start getting a lot of the rye spices and the herbal notes.
Thanks to
and I was going back and forth between 120 and 130, and so I just put 125.
Okay. So it's actually an American whiskey.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's the Master Pick 15-year.
Oh, wow.
So it's
I've
actually, yeah, it's a Kentucky light whiskey.
Okay.
Rumored to be from Jim Beam, but I don't really know. 15 years old. It's coming in at 119.3 proof. It was actually bottled at Bull Run in Portland, but they're not available anywhere near us. They're actually only available in the South, as far as I know. So
Really?
this was purchased and muled to me.
Okay.
Sean from Echoes in Eternity, thank you so much.
And you said it was bottled in Bull Run?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or bottled
Okay.
by them, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so this is they're all small batches. It was
Well, it's aged out here too. It was half aged in Kentucky, and then came out here, and then aged until they felt like it was ready to be bottled, and then Bull Run bottled it and sent it to...
It was a 395 bottle run.
395. That's a very small batch.
Yeah.
What is that? 2 or 3
4
barrels?
Four barrels.
This was barrel 2 of 4, so small yields in all of those barrels.
Yeah, very.
But it's 15 years old, so
But
it makes sense.
I like that one a lot. Laura's not a fan of that one at all.
So it's
Yeah,
15,
it's
15
light whiskey.
years.
And honestly, until I
not-
started reading up on this bottle, I had no idea that Beam even made a light whiskey.
It's a light whiskey.
Well, it says American whiskey, but I mean, same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
No, light
Can't
whiskey,
be.
the entry point is a lot higher of getting into the barrel. There's stipulations on calling it a light
Let me
whiskey that do not apply to American whiskey.
But can it be labeled as an American whiskey and be a light whiskey?
Probably, because, Jack Daniel's qualifies as bourbon, but they don't call themselves a bourbon. But to call yourself a light whiskey, you have to meet the criteria. If they just call themselves an American whiskey, it's just American whiskey. I don't know what
So
the
it's an
criteria
American
is.
whiskey, whatever that means.
Yeah,
It does not look like it was in a... It looks like it was in a used barrel, is my guess.
Yes, it says distilled and aged in Kentucky, bottled by Bull Run Distillery, Portland, Oregon.
And
That's about it.
so, okay. So it's not finished American whiskey, 119. Kentucky juice aged in Oregon. Interesting.
Partially.
What was it-
It's like
what
half
was the-
aged.
What was the name of it again?
It's called Master Pick.
Master
Picke. It's got the dumbest label I've ever seen. I would pass this up 100% if I saw it on the shelf. But all of those guys, Alabama, Georgia, they swore by it. So I was like, get me a bottle, and it's pretty good stuff.
What is with the E on the end of pick?
I don't know. That's
no
just
idea.
their brand name.
Dude, that's hilarious. I'll have to look that up. All right, I'm moving on to Charlie. Woo.
So Andretzky, I've not had the Easy Rider bourbon, so I could not tell you.
A pick at $40, though. I mean, that sounds like a reasonable price to try it, but I don't know what Easy Rider is.
So I would say this. If it's a store that you frequent and you've liked their picks in the past, I would give it a shot at $40. If it's a store that you've never tasted one of their picks before, I would maybe hesitate and ask if you could taste it before you buy it.
I think Claremont Steep is a malt.
Yeah.
A single malt.
Claremont
whiskey.
Steep, the fish whiskey, is an American single malt.
The fish whiskey.
Yeah, we actually, if you missed that a couple weeks ago, we were doing the punishment wheel, and that came up, and it was just awful fish whiskey.
Oh man.
And I said I was going to drain pour it, and somebody out there that was watching, I won't name you, said they wanted to try it, so I had my guy hand deliver the entire remainder of that bottle to him.
Man, I have 3 guesses on who that person was.
It was not
It
our
wasn't-
usual
it wasn't
person.
Rusty.
It was a different one. We've had multiple people do that for us. And you know what? That's fine, because Troy didn't want to have it on the punishment wheel anymore.
There's enough bad stuff on the punishment wheel.
Oh my
this
goodness.
nose is very
Adam,
interesting.
Adam is in
know
the
if I
house
like it
from
or hate
Livewire
it.
Whiskey. What's up, Adam? It's good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, cheers, buddy.
And if you are not subscribed to Livewire Whiskey, I'm finna drop the link in the chat.
Oh, thank you. And another new name to us, Kelly Reynolds. Thanks for being here. Cheers.
Welcome to the show. So this nose is very confusing, Mark.
It's like overripe fruit and feet. Maybe a little bubble gum in there too.
So the toe jam is like a jam flavored gum. The toe jam.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. It's a little funky.
Off the nose, it almost smells heavily finished, or maybe even like a single malt.
It's very funky.
I get single malt vibes.
Really?
But I kind of like the funkiness to it.
Of course you do. Got Mr.
You
Whiskey
got
Shits in the
funk.
house.
You got the funk.
Stop hitting on my girlfriend.
Yeah, I think that's a single malt.
I haven't tasted it yet.
There's a lot of fruit on the nose of Charlie.
So, Toasty, I think you're 100% correct. And somebody brought up during the Wheel of Punishment live stream that there's the Claremont Steep conspiracy, where Beam put that out kind of deliberately bad to scare people away from converting from bourbon to single malt.
I hadn't heard that before. I love that as a conspiracy because I kind of could see that being a real thing, you know. I think this is a rye.
Do you? We're gonna each give you our own answer on this one, Mark.
Really? Okay.
That is wild
This is
tasting.
definitely a step down in proof, and it's a lot fruitier than the last one. I like it though.
Are y'all old enough to remember Welcome Back Cotter, up your nose with a rubber hose?
Up
Oh,
your
yeah.
nose. Hey, up your nose with a rubber hose.
Was that Arnold Horseshack? Because I think I had that T-shirt back when I was in grade school.
I
Or was that Vinnie Barbarino?
don't think I was alive.
Yeah. Well, I know Troy and I are over 40.
Or maybe Juan Epstein.
No, wait. You're making up names as far as I'm concerned.
John Travolta was Vinnie Barbarino.
So
I'm pretty sure it was his saying.
Sean Lincecum had not heard about Claremont Steep before, but you can see the validity. And then Bourbon Baller Lee says Claremont Steep is the official sponsor of the Homeless Olympics.
Oh my goodness.
Hey RJ, thanks for being here.
So I've been on a kick the last year of showing my kids movies that I grew up watching. And it made me think of it when you're talking about old classic movies and stuff. And so I've shown them all the Karate Kid movies. I showed them Gremlins. I showed them Groundhog's Day. I showed them the Monster Squad and a lot of those just old movies. Tonight, before I jumped on with you guys, I had an earlier dinner than usual because I wanted to be done eating dinner and not still have food in my teeth when I was trying to try your whiskey. And I was showing them Big for the first time.
Okay.
The Tom Hanks Big. And I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun watching that movie with my son is 13, so he's close to the age of the boy in the movie who becomes Tom Hanks, you know. So it's so far it's aged well. We only got halfway through the movie before I had to cut it off. All right, kids, turn off the movie, go wash the dishes, clean the kitchen, going out to the man cave. I'll come back in a couple hours to tuck you in. Good night. All right, bye. And so they're right now cleaning up the kitchen and then taking showers and putting their PJs on, getting ready for bed. But yeah, that's what we were watching earlier. We were watching Big. It was a lot of fun. I love watching the old '80s movies with my kids. It's a blast.
Yeah, I think we might have to steal that and use that for our next family movie night.
It's because Laura wants to see them. She's not seen all of the old '80s movies.
I've seen Big. It's been a really long time, but I've seen it. I just last week we watched Aladdin because apparently my daughter had never seen Aladdin, and I was like, it was my favorite Disney movie growing up. How have you never seen that? She's like, yeah, I've never seen it.
We watched two Disney movies because Charlotte said her favorite Disney movie, and Laura was like, I've never seen that either. So we watched both.
Oh, wow. Which one was that?
That was Princess and the Frog.
Something with frogs.
The Princess and the Frog, okay. Good night, Delan. Sleep well, bud.
Yeah, cheers, Delan. Thanks for the purchase of the Glen, buddy. I'll get that out to you real soon. So, Stripes. I saw somebody mention Stripes. I just saw, at the cancer center where I work, there's some TVs in there, and one of the patients was watching Stripes the other day, and I was like, I've not seen that movie in...
It's been a while.
Like a long, long time. Laura's probably
never
seen it.
Nope.
So, it's going to be added to our list.
So, I think I might have got my first, what do you call it, remote viewing, mental telepathy, because Charlie, I put it in a 1792 glass. Yeah, I'm getting some Barton notes on here.
Okay.
So I think I might be onto something. I might need to change my career path because the FBI could use me, you know. I'm guessing Barton on that.
I'm still thinking it's like a rye here in my glass.
I think you're going to be very disappointed when he reveals this if you continue down that path.
I think it's a finished rye at 106 proof.
Oh, highlight whiskey nature there.
Okay, this one?
That's the one.
Oh, we will be live on 8/21. What day is that?
That's next Wednesday.
Oh, that's going to be a busy day. Okay.
No, Sean, I have not shown my kids Roadhouse, man. They're not even in high school yet.
What about Cool Hand Luke?
I have not shown them that either. I've shown them Princess and the Princess Bride. We watched that.
Okay.
My daughter liked that one.
Princess
Fast
Bride was great.
Times.
Fast Times is excellent.
And dude,
appropriate
Princess
for
Bride is
children.
still aging great. Showing Princess Bride to an 11 and 13-year-old, they were still totally engaged and engulfed in it, and they loved it. They thought it was great.
A timeless classic.
Yeah, my daughter really liked it. She's
No,
10, so kind of similar.
Con Air is not a kids movie.
Yeah, probably not the whole con part of it.
So someone mentioned Roadhouse. Have you seen the remake of Roadhouse?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Conor McGregor was so over the top ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, I thought it was hilarious. The
movie would have been so much better without him in it.
He's just naked all the time and just ridiculous.
So if you did a side-by-side viewing, if you watch the old Roadhouse, then watch the new Roadhouse, you'll see something that the new movie misses. It's called character development. All right, so, telling you, I used to be a UFC fighter, and then I'm going to go to be a bouncer at a bar. You don't give a shit. You don't even remember what the guy's name is. Okay, there was no character development there. Yeah, he looks great. He's been working out a lot. Congratulations. But that still does not give you a good character arc of who you are and who you came to be because of the story we're telling you. That's what it's
And
missing.
why are they caring to fight? Why are they fighting? I don't even understand.
And why was the bar not called the Double Deuce?
Right?
They could have kept something from the original.
Well, and have the older, wiser, the Sam Elliott, the guy that's like,
yes,
you know me,
sure.
We're good buddies. I'm telling you right now, as the older, you need to calm down a little bit. You know that?
Don't eat the big white mint.
Right. Come on. It was missing all of those aspects that the original Roadhouse had.
Yeah. Now, Uncle Buck is a good kids movie. Jen Clifton.
Uncle Buck is.
See, I don't think Animal House would be a good kids movie.
No, but he is correct. It was filmed in Eugene.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Although we did get a good clip from that where he chugged the Jack Daniels.
Yeah, for our
movie clip.
Whiskey in Hollywood or whatever. Yeah, that was a fun video.
Yeah,
nobody watched it, but it was a fun video.
We watched all the Lord of the Rings. We watched all the Star Wars. I've shown the kids a lot of good. We watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I showed them. I mean, the one from the '80s that I watched when I was literally in like first grade or something. I've shown them all those great old movies.
I don't think I'll be playing Rocky Horror Picture Show either. That one will probably not make it.
You don't want her singing about the sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania.
I don't think so.
So we were just talking about Roadhouse, right? I showed the kids the original Annie and the remake Annie, and dude, Cameron Diaz cannot pull off Miss Hannigan for shit. Not at all. Like I thought Cameron Diaz was okay as an actress, but when you watch the 80s version of Annie and you watch Miss Hannigan being that washed up drunk that's just annoyed with the kids, and then you watch the new version where you have the washed up club girl who drinks vodka all morning, Cameron Diaz can't pull that off like how the 80s version could. She can't. Cannot.
Yeah.
Jen Clifton, we watch that every year. It is one of our yearly family videos that we watch.
So Thanksgiving, we do our celebration with the family. We watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and if we can find it, we watch Dutch.
Okay.
And then, like, the next day, we start watching a Christmas movie every night until Christmas.
Well, closest. Maybe not every night, because
Predator is not a kid's movie. But and I say that I showed the kids Gremlins. So that's one thing that's interesting about Gremlins.
Great Christmas movie.
Yeah, when you watch it now, you forget how much Christmas oriented, how Christmas focused that first movie was. And there is such great character development to where you really get to know Billy and his girlfriend and his best friend and the parents. They all have these stories. They come together. They do such a great job with character development back in the day. And they just don't do that very well now.
Well, I think they struggle with it. So they either skip it altogether in videos now, or they spend way too long on it. And we usually turn the movie off because it's like, okay, we're 45 minutes into this hour-and-a-half long movie.
God.
Nothing has happened yet.
What was that movie we watched the other day that it was like an hour and a half in before we even got to the point?
Was that the space one? Did we ever get to the point on the space one?
Do not watch Adam Sandler's Spaceman.
Really?
It is,
That's crazy because like 90% of Adam Sandler movies are fun to watch. Like I enjoy them. Even
it is
like
it's
Spangler.
basically him by himself.
This is an off-profile Sandler.
It's him by himself, and he's slowly
Cheers, Wade. Thanks
maybe
for showing
going
up, buddy.
crazy. Possibly dies. It's like a thinker kind of movie. Like you got to interpret what happens.
So you don't know if what happens is real or if he lost his mind, and they deliberately left it that way because I had to Google it afterwards and was like, was this real or was this?
Yeah, like Vanilla Sky, Memento, Total Recall. Those ones where you're like, is he making this up or is he really fucking crazy?
Yes.
Yeah. And then the way it ended, I assume he died in space. That's kind of what I got from it, but it could be something else.
The South Koreans saved him.
Oh yeah, maybe. I kind of stopped watching.
Hanush
I don't know. His invisible monster may have died. Maybe that's who died. I don't know. It was interesting. And by interesting, Troy said I am not allowed to pick out movies ever again.
Yeah, she's banned from the remote for a while.
Well, I gotta check for Lee because he mentioned Silence of the Lambs, and I wrote out my top 50 movies of all time, and I can't remember if Silence of the Lambs made the top 10 or if they're on the top 20. But I guarantee you, Silence of the Lambs is on the top 20. But it's not a kids movie. I'm not showing that to my 11 and 13-year-old.
Okay, I gotta find out what this C is.
Okay,
because it's so interesting.
So for Charlie, I guessed that it is a bourbon, non-finished, around 100 proof, and it's Barton. That's what I put for Charlie.
Okay. It is a bourbon. It is non-finished. It is 100 proof.
It's 100. Okay, nice.
On the dot. And honestly,
I'm pretty sure it's MGP.
I put this. Right. I put this on the list because prior to this, we'd only had the uncut, unfiltered, and we had to buy it online. It was like super popular. Everybody was tatering on it, and we got it, and it was okay, but it's not that great, honestly. I don't know what the hype was. These finally started showing up in Oregon about 6 months ago, and I had to pick this bottle up. And honestly, I tell people all the time that this is a great replacement for like Buffalo Trace if you can't find Buffalo Trace. It reminds me a lot of like a E.H. Taylor small batch kind of thing. Okay. But it's the Smoke Wagon small batch.
Smoke Wagon small batch. I would not have guessed that.
Yeah. So it's MGP, but I think it's contract distilled.
So this next one for us
Charlie.
it's very confusing. I think it's a rye. I don't think it's finished. I think it's like 105 proof. I do not have a guess. It's weird. It gives me like Michter's vibes, but not Michter's. It's a very confusing, but it's got some of those notes of that. So I have no idea what it is.
Yeah. So I think it's about 90 proof. I think it may be up to 100, but it's a single malt. I think it might be like the Jack Daniel's twice barreled single malt.
We are on very different.
Not finished. 90 to 100. Oh my goodness. So this was a single barrel store pick on base exclusive. And so if you came over and I had you try a couple of those other things first, they weren't finished. It was just good whiskey that I wanted you to try. This is one that's going to be a little bit spicier, a little bit heavier, a little bit more effect on your palate, to where I know that what you're going to try after this is going to be altered, because to me, I haven't tried this since I did the review of it. I poured out a few samples, especially one to you guys. This is the Whistle Pig 10-year single barrel.
Crying out loud.
It's a rye.
It's a Canadian.
It's a rye.
And
I don't remember ours tasting like that at all.
This smells like a single malt to me. I stand by my decision.
And the sticker says
wild tasting.
The sticker on the side here says, "For who have served." It was a military base exclusive store pick, which is additionally why I would share it with you guys if you guys came over. I'd be like, okay, so try this store pick. There was a base only exclusive. Tell me what you think. Because I thought it was really good for a rye. It's the only Whistle Pig that I own. But I thought it was super spicy and very rye forward. And I
think we're drinking different things.
We are not drinking different things. It was definitely rye.
So I'm pouring our Whistle Pig single barrel.
Oh, you
to compare.
One.
This smells like rye.
So did that. Well, that one didn't smell like rye, but it tasted like rye. They smell nothing alike.
They smell nothing alike.
Nothing alike? See, that's so fun.
Oh, yours is way better, though.
Yeah, yours is definitely better.
Yours is way better.
But I know this is a rye. I swear yours smells like a single malt.
This guy is 116.3 proof.
Wow.
Brian from Bourbon School is in the house. What's up, buddy?
I think ours got moldy. That's what it tastes like. Is that why it's in this room? Because we don't want to drink it.
It does have like a Bazooka Joke note on the long finish, though.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's very different. Have you smelled D yet?
Have I smelled the D? No.
That is like...
Oh, that smells like a scotch almost.
I wasn't getting that. I was getting butterscotch, but, you know.
All right, I'm getting a lot of proof on the nose.
We both said scotch.
We both said scotch.
Hey, did you happen to notice the color difference from A, B, C, and D?
Yes, I thought B was the light. Like, so before I even got to the nose of A, when I poured them out, I took like a mental snapshot of B was the lightest in color and D was the darkest. And D is freaking significantly darker than the rest.
Yeah. I'm curious for your thoughts on that.
It's like you finished D in a coffee barrel. Look at that.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
So I do not think my clairvoyance is on point yet because I had it in the mixers class. I don't think this coffee finished whiskey is mixers. I don't. But yeah, this is
no idea
dark.
what to think about this one.
I'm not even sure this is a whiskey.
I would say it's probably not for me, but I don't know what it is. I'm going to need some more sips. It's strange. It's very strange. And now the nose has changed. Now it's strange on the nose as well. I don't know what this is.
So we did a trash palette challenge on Wednesday this week with Ben from Bourbon Note. He's one of the samples had to be a non-whiskey. He slipped in a barrel-aged vodka.
I called it.
Really?
That tasted like mothballs.
I called it. I was like, this tastes like vodka that someone put in charcoal. And he was like, you get an extra point because nobody should be able to guess that that's a barrel-aged vodka.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Oh, I don't know what this is at all.
It's got a pot still vibe.
Yeah, I've had this distillery before, but oh man, what is this? Yeah, so the one you're trying now, Delta. I gave you Delta last because it has such a distinct flavor. It doesn't
It's
matter
very
like
distinct.
what kind of whiskey drinker you are, because there's some Irish whiskey drinkers, Scotch drinkers, bourbon drinkers, or rye drinkers, and it's hard for them to transition from bourbon to rye or from Scotch to bourbon, because if you're used to drinking Scotch, it's hard for you to transition to bourbon, or all that. It has such a crazy effect on your palate that if you guys came over and I was like, oh yeah, try this, try this, try this. This isn't a bottle you're gonna buy, but you've never tried it before, and so I want you to try it. This is not gonna be one of the first things I have you try, because it has such a tremendous effect on your palate that I'm gonna give you this towards the end of the night, right?
Makes
Where
sense.
I want you to try. I want you to try this after you've tried all the other stuff that I think you're gonna like, because I want your honest opinion on this, even though it's like devastating to your palate. You know what I mean? Like, if I give
think
you,
maybe it's crafty.
if I
They
give
just
you
quite
like
haven't gotten there yet.
if I want you to try a 25-year-old Scotch that I spent $500 on, that's not going to be your first pour of the night, because everything else you have after that is going to just taste like weird barrel flavored water, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to give you this one towards the end of the night, because I want to know what you honestly think, but I'm going to give it to you blind, because if I tell you what it is, it's going to have an effect on what you think of it.
Yeah. So Forlorn Hope, sorry. Alberta Premium Cask Strength at $29.99
Oh my goodness.
is insanely
Isn't it
good
like
deal.
$80 here?
Yeah. That is,
And we like it.
that is such a great Canadian whiskey.
We haven't had number
that,
4,
they have that
I
on
don't
bait.
think, but it's good. It's good flavor. It's good proof.
It's intense. It's so good. $29.99. I would buy 2 and bunker 2.
Yeah, because it's 80, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like $80.
It's $80 here.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think it's like $70 or $80 on base. I think it's 70. But the thing that kills me, it's on the bourbon shelf. It's not next to the Crown Royal. It's not next to the other cheap Canadian whiskeys. It's scooted over a little bit. It's past the Kentucky Owl. It's past the Pendleton and all the other regular whiskeys. It's the Canadian Alberta one is sitting there right next to the bourbon, and I'm just like,
Maybe it's a fancy bottle that all the ribs.
It's got
ribbed.
that. It's got that fancy screw cap.
oh, the one on base is in a box.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's in a box, and then it's like ribbed.
The bottle.
The
yeah.
little squares or whatever.
For
I don't know how to
pleasure.
describe it.
Oh my geez, William
$10.
Hall. $10.
I bought 6. Yeah, and you bought 6 for less than the price of 1. That's insane.
Yeah, I'm taking home at least a case at that price.
Oh man,
We haven't
I
drank
know
that
I've
in a
had
while.
that
We're
before.
getting into rye season. We'll probably be drinking it real soon.
We're rapidly rolling into rye season.
After this thunder and lightning and pouring down rain season we're in right now, I think we're good. We lucked out because about an hour south of us, probably, maybe not even that far, they were getting like 1 inch hail. So we lucked out to not get any of that, because my car would be wrecked.
I mean, honestly, it only stormed here for about 40 minutes at the start of the stream.
Yeah, now it's like normal Washington.
It's probably
crap
humid as
weather,
hell out there right now.
drizzly and warm.
yeah, probably. Yeah, so I put this one as a finished rye, about 120 proof. This has got to be a single barrel select. It is so freaking dark, and the balance of the flavors is really nice, considering how flavorful it is. You know what I mean? So I've got to put, it's a single barrel pick. I might go as low as 115, but I'm gonna guess between 115 and 120. But I think this is a single barrel store pick rye, and I'm initially guessing it's finished, and the majority of why I'm guessing it's finished is because it's so freaking dark. I don't see how just one 10-year in a barrel is gonna get you like coffee freaking dark. I don't know.
It is really dark. It is hard to hide that color in that.
So,
Yeah.
so before we reveal this last one, which was your favorite?
I don't know. It's probably Alpha, man. Alpha, then Delta.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Alpha, then Delta.
the less than $30 bottle. I love that.
Yeah, Alpha was really good all around. It had a very even, consistent profile, just easy to drink, to where it's like, once I found out that was like a $30 bottle, I was like, I would definitely buy this on a regular occasion if it was regularly available to me. The other ones, they felt more like special pours that I would not be able to find with any type of frequency. And so I'd probably put Alpha first, Delta second, because Delta is very distinct and really fun. And those are pretty close. And Bravo and Charlie are tied for third/fourth.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to know what you're drinking?
Heck yeah.
So it's a bourbon.
Whoa. Is that a high rye? Because it's got some spice to it.
It is a
I don't know.
123.5 proof.
Oh, I was really close on that.
It is double barreled and finished in Spanish oak.
Oh, yep. Okay. That
It
makes
is
sense.
the Rebecca Creek.
Yep, Rebecca Creek, yeah.
So I believe MGP finished
Texas.
in Texas.
Which explains the color, dude. Wow.
And the whole Whiskey Tube universe went gaga over that bottle.
Yep. I never found out if that was a high rye bourbon.
I don't know.
Because
I mean,
there's a lot of rye spices in the back of the palate of that. I would be surprised if it was not a high rye bourbon, because the back of the palate is pretty spicy. Like before you get to the finish, between the middle of the palate and the finish, the back of the palate is super white pepper all day, and so I was getting those rye spices, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a solid pour. I felt it came in a bit overrated, as everybody talking about it being like the whiskey of the century and all that stuff. My expectations were here, and it came in about here, right?
Which is still good.
Yeah, it's a great whiskey. It's just not.
Okay, so you said 21% rye. It's
Well, that's
isn't it-
high
if
for
it-
rye.
Yeah, because if it's over 19%, they consider it high rye or high wheat, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I mean, I don't know the percent, but that sounds like it's a high rye to me. Because I think, I think sometimes they're even down to like 12 or
So
something.
75, 21, 4.
Right. Thank you, Whiskey Shaman, for supplying those.
So Husky Dog, it was the Rebel Small Batch Reserve. This bottle right here.
Yeah, the
That was
reserve. Not the regular.
110 proof, about $29.
It's good. Didn't live up to that. Okay, I gotta find out what this
Yeah,
what is in
so-
our glass, because it is so strange.
I think
I've
it's
got
about
no guesses. It's just
I think it's about an 86 proof Irish.
you're getting Irish. I have no idea.
I was floundering between Irish and Scotch, but I settled on Irish. Although I don't really get the biscuit note, so maybe it's a Scotch. I don't know. It's definitely like foreign.
I think it's just
single
craft.
malty. You think it's craft?
I think it's just like some weird craft whiskey.
I mean, it could be. It could be something weird from the Pacific Northwest that Mark's got like 1,000 bottles of. But it's definitely got an Irish/Scotch vibe.
Okay.
It doesn't have the iodine or Band-Aid note that a lot of Scotches have. It doesn't have the biscuit note that a lot of Irishes have. But
There's
I think
some butterscotch and some char and then some weirdness.
I think
There's
it's
a lot of
definitely
weirdness. It's about 50 weird and 50 sweet.
No,
like
okay.
high 80s, low 90s proof.
So butterscotch. So you said butterscotch, something, and weirdness.
Yes. I don't remember what it is.
What was
I get I get like apple juice.
I think char was my other note. Something like a burnt sugar, like a burnt marshmallow.
Those flavor notes are great. Absolutely fantastic. And proof wise, you're guessing 80, 90.
Like high 80s, low 90s. We'll say 90.
Okay. So I wanted you guys to try this one blind. Like, even if you like came over here and tried it, I would want you to try it blind because we've been drinking together for over a year, but I still don't know how much experience you guys have with Scotch and like that smokiness. If you do not get like a Highland Scotch that has a lot of peat and stuff like that, to where you don't get that, there's a tire that's on fire and you cover it with moss and a Band-Aid and tell them it's going to be okay. It doesn't have that. The other Scotches still have this like significant smokiness to them or whatever. To where I think it's significantly different than an Irish, like what you were talking about, Laura, where it doesn't have the biscuit flavor. So with Irish, I get like if you take a biscuit but you make it a pear flavored biscuit or something.
Yep, sounds legit.
Like pear butter.
And so this is a bottle that one of my friends, a guy that I like a lot, he's a great dude. He told me it was like his favorite bottle he'd ever tried ever. And I was like, absolutely no freaking way are you telling me that's your favorite bottle. And he's like, dude, you got to try it. And so I tried it and I was like, you know what? It's way better than I thought it was, but I would have loved to have tried it blind. And so if I could get like someone else in here to try it blind, I would love to hear what they had to say, especially if they had some experience as a bourbon drinker, if they had some experience with scotches and stuff. I'd be interested to hear what they said.
Are you going to be right in saying it's a scotch? Because I still am not getting that at all. Basil Hayden.
It's the subtle smoke.
The subtle smoke from Basil Hayden.
Wow.
It is so weird. It's
right.
Like I don't know. There's this weird.
It's got a Scotch vibe.
There's a weird note to it. That's all I couldn't put it to words. Just weird.
Right. It's really smoky, but I think the balance is still good. I don't hate it.
So is that 80 proof?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a flavor I'd necessarily love, but it's not. I mean, there are some good parts to it, and then there are some parts I don't like. Like I would not go out and buy this bottle especially now that I've tasted it. I wouldn't. I actually do kind of like the regular one or the toast one.
The toast was a rice whiskey, though, right? It wasn't.
I have no idea.
It wasn't a bourbon.
But they were sweet and easy to drink, and this one's just got this weird note that I can't put to words. Maybe I need to drink more of it until I can figure it out.
It's very weird. It's very distinct. It's very weird. And so that's why, even if you came over here, I'd want you to try it blind, because going into it, knowing what it was, I was like, I know I'm not going to like it. because I tried it knowing what it was, and I knew I wasn't going to like it. But I was like, okay, so I'm trying to try more scotches. I'm trying to get into more scotch. And so if I tried this blind, I don't know if I would like it more. I don't know. And so I wanted to give it to some other whiskey enthusiasts to see what they would think of it trying it blind. You know what I mean?
So is it like what makes it subtle smoke? Is it like is there some peat or something? I gotta look it up.
So I would say if you're a Scotch drinker, you probably would really not like this a lot at all.
And if you're a bourbon drinker, you probably wouldn't like it either.
If you're a bourbon drinker that dabbles a little in Scotch here and there, I think you'll get heavy Scotch vibes. You know, and not like a expensive bottle like your Ardbeg Ugdal or something like that, but more like maybe like a Glenmorangie or something like that. Something in that like $30-$40 range. It drinks like a common low-end Scotch.
So this says they toasted and lightly charred the secondary barrel. That's it. So otherwise, it's just their normal stuff that they put in a second barrel with char on it. I don't know how a lightly char and toasted barrel can give that flavor, though. That is so strange.
It's really smoky.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to see like what other whiskey enthusiasts thought of it when they tried it blind, because I didn't get the chance to try it blind, and I know that I've been trying more scotches recently, and so I'm like, dude, what would I think of this if I tried it blind? I'm going to give it to the bakers.
It's crazy that we both saved the smoky one till last, right?
Yes. Yeah, true story.
It's a good one to put at last. So, according to their website, it says crisp yet delicate smokiness with light toasted hickory wood for the finish. So maybe they toasted it with like hickory smoke or something. You know, because that sounds like what's the smoked whiskey we've had? The Whistle Pig?
Oh, the Traeger smoked.
You know, maybe it's like how they got the smoke into it without really doing anything. I don't know. They just had some smoke in the wood and it put all that weird flavor into it.
All that weirdness.
Yeah, they had to have done something like that with this because it's really smoky.
Yeah. And again, it's so now that it's gone and I'm just smelling the empty Glen, I do get some almost like campfire smoke on it.
Yeah.
But it was very Scotch-like, kind of weird. I still stand by American Single Malt on Sea.
You were wrong.
Smell it.
I smell bubble gum.
Laura's nose is broken.
Hey,
or clearly mine is broken.
I headshot a bottle.
Oh, I
headshot it.
No, definite bubblegum notes on this. Yeah, 100% bubblegum. But on the palate, it's really rye spicy in the back for me.
Yep, that's what I got too.
So, Shaman, I've heard great things about Andalusia. Maybe from you.
I think it's him. I think he's the one that talks about it.
I feel like Bourbon Van also talked highly of Andalusia when they were just on their road trip and went through Texas.
Maybe. I don't remember.
But Shaman always talks about Andalusia. What's up, Jeff Drinks?
And Pizza Warlord's here too.
Oh, Pizza Warlord. Haven't seen you in a while.
Pizza Warlord? What's up, man? I feel like I haven't seen you in like 6 weeks or something.
Yeah, so hashtag try this, no spaces, into the chat. We're going to give away some whiskey in about 8 minutes.
Okay.
Free stuff.
Free whiskeys. Stuff. Then we'll do our patron only, or we'll do the patron only first, then we'll do the free whiskeys. And then we'll do the
You're always making it difficult on me. Hold on.
I mean,
get the stuff ready. We're doing the one first you don't have.
We can do the patron one at any time. Because, I mean, they just got to be a patron, right?
Okay, so who... someone just...
So Stephen Scone just joined. Thank you, Stephen, by the way. Awesome.
Be the master.
Steven. Let's go.
And Barrel Dave won last week, so remove him. You probably already did.
He's gone.
Okay. So we'll do the patron only giveaway. Then in 7 minutes, we're going to do the free whiskey. #try this.
Okay.
And we'll do 2 spins for that guy. And then we'll do the elevated flight for the $5 super chats. We're going to do that twice. One of them is going to be for the Joseph Magnus flight, the 2 cigar batches, the Murray Hill and the double cask. And then the second one is going to be, and like I said, guys, there's only about a half ounce of each of these. But
it's an extra giveaway.
But it is an extra giveaway, and it's for the leftover samples from our Monday night barrel pick.
Yeah, so you get to taste what we tasted and see if you would have picked the same thing.
And you'll definitely get it before the pick is available.
Definitely. I don't know.
And so super
Depends
cool,
where
Mark.
they
I don't
live,
know
right?
if you heard at all about it, but so Westward always puts out their cask strength at 125 proof.
Okay.
We were total divas with them and insisted that the whiskey is bottled at what we tasted it at. So the guy we were working with, Jonathan Harris, he went to bat for us, and Westward agreed to bottle this at above their cask strength.
Just barely. We got 127 on one and 128 on the other, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's not. They didn't
There's no water added.
put any water in, so
Now
it's exactly what we tasted.
So that story right there adds validity to what I heard in conversation with the Kitsap Whiskey Society. They did a Westward pick, and they got it at above 125 proof. And I heard that, they were told we don't normally put them out that high. And so yours is going to be the highest proof we've ever put out, right? And so, here on out, we're not going to do that again. And so
They did say they did it before, and it was like a problem because of Oregon or something. And we're like, well, but we like what we're tasting. We don't want you to change it.
had to call a meeting of the minds together.
Right. And so you guys kind of doing a similar thing to where you say, hey, I understand that you usually do sub 125 proof, but can we call in for an exception? It's the same thing the Kitsap Whiskey Society did. I love it that you guys did it. I can't wait to try it. And I'm really hoping that I can bribe somebody, or maybe give a good back massage or a good verbal high five. Maybe give an award, like an impact pat on the back to somebody to get on. I want to be in on the next barrel pick.
So we have this club. It's called Pour Decisions, and it's open to anybody who wants to come with us. And the only stipulation is you're just not along for the ride. You bring something. So if you've got a working relationship with a distiller and you think that their single barrel would be a good pick opportunity and people would enjoy it, you reach out to them, you get some information, you come in and you're like, hey guys, I've got a barrel. Are you interested? And anybody in the club that's interested can join in on the pick and share that financial burden. And that's kind of how we're rolling with it. So I know you know more distillers than we do. I know you've got some connections. So you're welcome to bring one or multiple to us, and you would be part of it with us.
I can think of over a dozen right now. And I was just hearing the thunder rolling.
It's made it your way.
Yep, I've been hearing the rain for a couple minutes now, but my lights flashed. And then I heard multiple rolls of thunder after that, and I was like, "Bro, don't cut my power. I'm in the middle of something over here."
Right?
Give him a few more minutes, anyway.
There was another thunder right there.
Yep. So let's share this wheel for the patron giveaway.
Yep, do it.
I'll shuffle it once.
She's going to
Just
shuffle and pull the trigger in typical Laura fashion.
We don't mess around. We just give stuff away.
No,
Look at that.
no,
Look at that.
Look at that. Enjoy.
no.
So that's coming your way, buddy.
No, spin it again. Give it to the next one.
Are you sure?
Yes, 100%.
She didn't even wait for you to answer.
He said it. I took him for telling the truth there. You know he's going to say no, too, if he was here.
Well,
we'll send it to him anyway.
we're sending that
because
to
he's not
Independent
here
Joe.
to say no.
I was going to say yes. He would say, yeah.
He's not here to say no.
I enjoy sending Joe stuff because then he feels like he owes me.
There we go. We got another super chat. Westward makes very good
Joe.
stuff.
He's such a classy, great guy, yeah.
Yeah, Joe is definitely one of my favorites.
Pizza Warlord, we did a pick, and we actually got 2 different ones, and I'm not sure exactly when they'll be releasing soon, but they'll be released to patron members first. So it would be our patron, Whiskey Wisdom, Echoes in Eternity,
Whiskey Corner.
Any of those, it'll be released to them first, and then
I don't know if Myron has a patron yet.
And then afterwards, go out to everyone else.
I think I heard that in my earphone.
I just figured it was our house that was making that sound.
No. Yeah, so yeah,
Thunder's getting after it right now.
Yeah, it was crazy here. It was like almost constant rolling thunder for a while.
When our internet was real bad.
But so they gave us several options. It was pretty cool. We chose between 3 barrels, all very, very different.
Very different. You would not expect that it was the same mash bills.
The 2 that we picked, we were literally splitting hairs, trying to pick between them. So we're just like, can you give us a half barrel of each? So we got a half barrel of each of these 2, and then we tried blending them. And the blend was phenomenal. And Jonathan Harris from Westward, he actually loved it so much. He offered to do a custom blend of those 2 barrels for us and bottle that.
Oh, wow.
And we felt like that was too big of a bite to take. So we just did the 2 half barrels. And we're going to promote it as you can blend them yourself at home. So it's going to be like Act 1, Act 2.
Right.
With instructions to mix and that sort of thing, but each bottle stands alone as a fantastic pour, and then the blend. So, and they're going to, I think it's $1.15 shipped per bottle.
Okay.
And then they were going to do a package, and I have not heard the price on the package if you buy both bottles. So, like I said, there's some legalities going on behind the scenes with like labeling with TTB. We got to get some approvals. But as soon as that stuff is done, we're going to have the link for our patrons, and then a few days later, we'll have the link open to everybody else.
Okay.
Are we doing free ones now?
Yep.
Or are we doing, okay.
We're going to do free whiskeys for everybody that typed hashtag try this. You've got
Ooh, the hashtag
moments to get in on that.
Hey, while you guys do this, run inside and I'm going to run and tuck the kids in and do our good night routine. And when I come back, I would like to do the compare this to that and see you guys.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I will be back in a few. I'm just going to, if you can throw me in the backstage, I'll be back in a few.
Okay. Yep. I can do
right.
that. I cut him off too early. I was too quick.
She is like lickety split on the click. She's lickety click. She don't even let people finish a sentence, and she's clicking.
Said, put him backstage, so I put him backstage, and I think he was going to say goodbye, but that's what happens.
Yeah. So Pizza Warlord, they are pretty incredible. And one bottle, and I'll give you we named them. We have tater stickers for them. One bottle is called Cherry Sex Bomb, and the other bottle is called Chocolate Hazelnut Brownie. And those are very descriptive of the flavors you'll get when you taste them.
Yeah, so very different though. One's very fruity, bright. One's very dark, and
rich,
nutty,
chocolatey,
and rich
yeah.
and chocolatey. So get your shit and get out.
That's right.
That is the sticker for tonight, so perfect timing. Okay, free giveaways. Let's do this.
Like you said, she don't mess around, guys.
Let me get rid of that since we're done with it. Trinity
B, are you still present?
Are you still here? I love the little confetti.
Heck yeah.
It's so fancy.
It's so festive.
It's so festive. I just feel like celebrating.
Oh, she is here. Excellent. So I'm
Look at
writing
that.
your name on there, Trinity.
That means I get to click this button to draw again.
She did it without looking, people.
You hate it. You hate it. Oh, Rusty, are you still here?
I've not seen him comment in a while.
Because, you gotta be here to win the free one.
I think somebody might be texting him, though. Rusty, get on and claim it real quick.
Wake up, Rusty. Wake up. Because, it's gonna kill him if he won and he's not here, right?
He's here.
Okay.
All right, I got you down, Rusty.
Congratulations. Enjoy the free win. It's good stuff. We really don't have anything bad at all anymore.
We probably have stuff that's bad, but it's free.
Not really.
I'm not putting anything that I think is bad in there.
No. Lately you've been putting stuff in there. I'm like, we're almost empty of that. Are you sure you want to put that in the flight? And you're like, we're killing the bottle.
It's for the people.
He smelled free whiskey and woke up quick. Rusty's wife is chasing him with a stick. Seriously, that was one of my favorite moments of that live stream with them, where I did the little slow stick out this screen, and then she did it coming in their screen.
Smacked it with this.
I loved it. Okay.
We had so much fun with Off Track Syndicate, guys. It was just a great stream. Thank you so much, Rusty and Jen, for coming on with us.
So that's how you wake him up. You just give him a win. There you go.
You say free whiskey, and Rusty pops right into the chat.
Okay, so next giveaway, we've got the super chat giveaway.
Yeah, so we'll do the Joseph Magnus flight first, and then we'll do the leftovers from our barrel pick second.
Okay, so I usually shuffle this 3 times because, I just like the number 3, so that's what we do.
And then it's spinning.
We're not waiting for anything. And I'm not doing a 60-second spin like other people. That's crazy.
Look at that.
Look
the
at
Pizza Warlord.
You showed up just in time to get some good stuff. I hope you enjoy it. And next one.
This one's for the leftover barrel pick samples.
We've got...
Oh, look at that.
Candy
Road.
Congratulations. I hope you enjoy them. You can tell us if you would have picked the same ones we did.
And look at that. He just congratulated Pizza Warlord, and then he won himself. What a guy.
Me, is what he said.
And Gandy Road, I definitely want to hear your thoughts on that.
But like we said, there's small amounts. Oh, we got alerts. Let's close this off.
So should we drop the link?
If you want.
I don't see Mark backstage anymore.
I don't think I kicked him out. Maybe he'll come back.
I hope he comes
still
back.
got the link. So
I wonder if the power went out at his house.
That is also a possibility because he was getting that stormy stuff and his lights were flickering. So if anyone wants to hang out with us, they can. Let's see. Oh, shoot.
What are you shooting?
No, Whiskey Shaman just pledged $5 to our Patreon.
Oh.
So we will add you to the wheel next time,
Yeah.
and you will definitely get a chance to be the first people to buy that barrel. So
Yes.
thanks for joining.
Welcome to the family, Shaman.
Okay, so now I will make sure that's pinned in case anyone later decides they want to join.
Hey, Jeff, before you take off, when you do the drink through of the Redwood Empires, because I know you commented that you just got those, are you guys planning on filming that, or are you just going to enjoy it privately? Because I'd like to know your thoughts on all those bottles. You can just email them to me if you want, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on those because that's a great flight.